Hello, my friends. It's Janet Nambi, your work life integration coach. So, 2 weeks ago, no, a few weeks ago, there was an event that melted down social media. This nice young man decided to gift his wife a Mercedes, brand new, wrapped in these gigantic, beautiful ribbons, and he presented it to her at a party with family and friends. Now, of course, social media went crazy. The women were asking, where do you find men like this? But I got asked the question recently that how do you see something like that and not get jealous? And especially nowadays that social media is just throwing these things at us. We don't even need to look for them. I mean, back in the day, you'd have to watch a movie or read a novel and feel, and think, oh, wow, I want that. But nowadays, you don't even have to look for it. So today I'm going to talk to the person who could have felt a little bit of jealousy or envy and, which negative feeling you want to learn to avoid, but at the same token, don't beat yourself up because you were a little jealous or envy. It's something that happens naturally. We are wired to have these feelings because when you were born, you didn't know how to feel except when you were hungry or sad or upset. So these feelings are conditioned in us based on how we are raised. So, but first, let me define jealousy. So, jealousy is when someone else has something that you want, or someone achieves the success that you want in your life, but you believe you cannot get it. Yes, that's what creates jealousy. So, jealousy comes from a thought, a scarcity thought, a thought that is giving you the indication that, or is making you believe that there's not enough out there. So this person has this, I want it, how can I have it? But really, as you're asking, how can I get it? The mind subconsciously is telling you there's not enough of it in the world, that you cannot create the same success as that person has. And that thought, that scarcity mindset is what creates the jealousy feeling. So you believe that this person is happier than you are, these people are happier than you are. And for that reason, we walk around thinking that if I have this business, if I have this car, if I have this spouse, then I'll be happier. All of that is coming from a scarcity mindset. We think that it's very difficult for us to create what the other person has created. But I want to tell you that that's not true. We can create what the other person has created. And I'll give you the formula how. So many of us were inspired by what this young man did. We were wishing, we were happy for them, genuinely happy for them, and genuinely, wishing them the best in the future. And many of us scorned, at what he did. Maybe the gentlemen were like, how dare you do that? Now my wife is going to be asking me for the same. It's okay for your wife to ask you for the same. Must you do it? You only do something because you want to, not because you have to. So anyways, there's really no problem for those of you who felt a little bit of jealousy, because it's a feeling that comes naturally. It catches you by surprise. And I believe that majority of people who have that feeling don't want it. They wonder how they can get rid of it. So here's how, what I want you to do is first think about your thoughts, the thoughts that are creating that jealousy feeling, which are highly likely from a scarcity perspective. They are not intentional. They are catching you by surprise. But that thought that, oh, wow, I wish I could have that. What it really means is maybe I can never have it. Maybe I can never have what the other person has. But is that true? I want to tell you that it's not. Whether you believe it or not today, I want to tell you that it's not true. So you can choose to think that, or you can choose to think that, wow, how can I create abundance in my life to be able to achieve the same? Two different thoughts, two different feelings. One creates a positive feeling, one creates a negative feeling. There's hardly any good comes out of a negative feeling. So what I want you to do, if you want to get rid of those kinds of feelings, where, the feelings of jealousy over anything, anyone's success, I want you to ask yourself a question. What do I have that I'm happy with? What do I have that I've created that I'm okay with? that I'm genuinely, fulfilled with. Take your mind back to what you have and appreciate what you have. Then you occupy that brain space that's going to think thoughts that are from a scarcity perspective. Ask yourself the question, am I doing everything to get what I want in life? Sometimes when we ask ourselves that question, we bring excuses into the picture, take everybody else out of the picture. It is not about the person who's stopping you from getting it. No, you can get what you want. It's never about the other person. So, are you doing everything? Am I doing everything to create the result that I want in life? Do I believe in myself enough to be able to achieve the goals that I want? Belief in self is crucial. Oftentimes, it holds us back from achieving what we want because we are not confident in the abilities that we have. And we can create those abilities. Even when we don't have the experiences, we can create those abilities. And there's so many people around us who have achieved success. How can you bring these people into your circle to help you create the feeling of abundance that you're looking for in order to get rid of the jealousy feelings, or to avoid, or to not even avoid, to learn how to not be jealousy, how to genuinely be happy for somebody who's created success in their lives. So the person that's always looking for pleasure from something outside of themselves is a person that's looking for temporary pleasure. We can always create the feeling of happiness from within us. We don't have to get material things to create the feeling of happiness. When we create it from within us genuinely, it will last. It is sustainable. But when we create it from material things, it's very short term, really very short term. Everybody who presents everything that you see out there on social media is great, and it's always best when we wish someone well. But that does not mean that these people haven't struggled to get where they are. They're just farther ahead in life than you are at this given moment. So that's all. That's all it is. You can create what you want. And happiness is not measured by what you have. It's never measured by what we have. It's always measured by the contentment that we have, that we feel from what we have, what we already have. You can be happy right now without a car and still be happy, and create the same happiness even when you get a car. But lastly, I want to talk to the woman who probably can buy this car, can buy this Mercedes for herself, but is waiting for the spouse to get it for her. And maybe she's been waiting for so long, and the spouse is promising. We shall see. Let's wait to build a house, or let's wait for A to happen before I can get you that car. Let me tell you something. You know your condition well. You know your situation well. I just want to trigger a thought in that woman who knows deep down in their heart that the spouse is probably never going to get it for them, but yet they can get it for themselves. So the question I want to ask you is, whose life are you living? Really ask yourself that question. Whose life are you living? All right? So before you all throw punches at me, I'm out.